absolutely live. We have a big show for you today, guys. Clavicular absolutely humiliated himself. He got beat up in a parking lot by an old untrained man. He's been on record saying that learning how to fight is jester. And now he let an old ass man, some people would say, Unk went in. And Clav got beat up by a random drunk old man in a parking lot. And the world is watching it as we speak. We're going to talk about all that. Plus, no one in the video could fight. No one could protect their friend Clavicular from this old man. It's completely embarrassing. Everybody thinks they're tight. Everybody thinks they're tough. They're going to puff their chest out, yell real loud. But when it pops off, none of these dudes can fight. It's totally humiliating. We're going to get into all that. And I like Clavicular. Is he allowed to have bad takes and think it's wrong to fight? Yeah, he can think that. And now he may have been persuaded to our way of thinking, guys. We're going to get into all that tonight. Plus, Sean Strickland is still going at it. Sean Strickland's Twitter's popping off. He's going in on the current presidential administration, guys. We're going to talk about all that. Who's right, who's wrong, what it means for the country, what is free speech, what's next for Sean Strickland, and will his political takes affect his UFC career, considering the people that he's speaking about are dear friends with the UFC owner, the UFC president, Dana White. And the owners are friends with each other and all that too, but I'm talking specifically about Dana. Is it going to impact Strickland politically? Is Strickland's political talking points, are they going to affect him in the UFC in terms of his matchups and things like that? Also, guys, we're talking Clavicular, big streamer, another big streamer, two big streamers, Nina Drama consoles Arman Sarukian after Arman's big loss, his first loss in a long time. He got in the biggest stage he's been on in a while. He was wrestling Kobe Covington at RAF. He lost. And then Nina consoled him. They went to Abu Dhabi together. They're riding jet skis. They're filming TikTok reels together where what happens when he's ignoring you, and Armin's ignoring her and she's like trying to get his attention, and it's like, man, she's there for him when he needs it, guys. We're gonna get into all that. Keep in mind, she's got a dude and he's got a wife, so what's really going on here? Plus, is streaming affecting Arman? Because now he's lost to Kobe Covington, he hasn't fought in forever. Has Arman lost the plot? Or is this the new way to go? Like, why would he get hit in the head when he could just go hang out with Nina Drama and eat baguettes in the mountains and make a bunch of money on Kick? He's already rich. Now he's just chilling with Nina. He's eating baguettes. They're going on jet skis. They're filming TikToks. Like, what's the right thing to do here? Is it to keep the main thing and get back to fighting? Or should he just run it up on Kick streams with his definitely not girlfriend, Nina Drama? We're going to get into all that, guys. We're going to get into all that. Plus, let me check the chat real quick. I like when you guys are in the chat, man. Makes it super fun to be on here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're working on the thumbnails and all that. We got John Hogan in the chat saying, "What's up? What's up, John Hogan? How you living, bro?" I'm putting this in the chat real quick. Studio Millions, man. Listen, your coach has a gym, but they have a problem. They want to help more people learn martial arts, and they want to get paid to do so. Studio Millions literally has everything templated out for them. I'm talking every process. I'm talking every email. I'm talking every ad. I'm talking what should the front desk say? What should the phone say? Everything. Standard operating procedures templated out to every part of the business. Merchandise, everything. Done for your coach. Send your coach to studiomillions.com. They will absolutely thank you. We got John Dong in the chat. John Dong is the first super liker of the channel. Shout out to John Dong. All right, guys, and make sure you super chat. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment and subscribe. So if you watch this after, drop a comment. You know what I mean? And I respond to every comment. Now, some comments are too stupid to respond to. I'll admit that, right? If you got the dumbest take ever, I'm not going to respond. But if you have like an actual genuine comment, the channel is growing, but it's still at the point where I can respond. So I'm going to go back after this live and I'm going to go respond to everybody because I have like a little queue of comments built up. So I'm going to go back and holler at you guys. I like to connect. So if you guys hop on live, have your notifications on. That way you can hop in the chat with me live. Set your notifications to all, guys. Let me copy this real quick. All right, give me 2 seconds. We're about to pop this off, man. We're getting started right now. We're getting started right now. All right. I just worked out at Eddie Alvarez gym for the first time. John, how was it? How's Eddie doing? How's my guy Eddie? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Also, guys, so here's why I wanted to bring up clavicular, because we are seeing the intermingling now of professional martial arts fighters, UFC stars, the best fighters on the planet. And now we're seeing that world fucking swarm and emerge with the influencers who can't fight at all and do shit for views world. And now they are like circling each other, and now they're intertwined. And we have Clavicular on one end, who can't fight at all, and he's the world's biggest streamer, versus Arman Sarukian at the other end, who can absolutely fight, but now he's hanging out with Nina Drama to get his stream up. So where's the line? Where do we draw the line? Is it Sean Strickland leg kicking Nina Drama or teeping her, right? And then she's showing off bruises. Like, is that the line? Is the line when they are doing, let's call it boyfriend, girlfriend style TikToks together while they're both in relationships? Is that the line? Is the line when Armin hasn't fought in a long ass time and he's on kick all the time? Is that the line? Like, so what's happening here? Because a lot of the influencers are talking about pressing each other. They're talking about so-and-so pressed so-and-so, or they're going to fight at brand risk. They're going to glove up and go fight on Aiden Ross's brand risk. And I've been to brand risk. The fighting, while entertaining from a technical aspect, the MMA was horrible. Absolutely atrocious. It's not even actual fighting. It's technically a fight by like the minimum definition of fight. Like, it was technically a fight, yes, by the lowest definition possible. The boxing was fairly decent. I was surprised by brand risk boxing. It seems like those guys actually know how to box. So these streamers think the next thing to do is get clout, right? Now they're acting tough. They're pressing each other. They're doing all that. So some dude pulls up on Clavicular in the club, snatches his hat, got your hat. Kind of like Jake Paul when he pulled up on Floyd Mayweather before Floyd Mayweather fought his brother Logan Paul. And guys, I've been watching Logan Paul's Pokemon shit. Okay, I don't fuck with Pokemon. Not that I got a problem with it. I just never fucked with it. But I'm fascinated by how this dude can make a video fucking compelling. His latest Pokemon video is so fucking cinematic, guys. Even if you don't fuck with Logan Paul like that, just go watch the video. It's fucking incredible. I'm like, dude, this guy's an excellent content creator. So I'm learning a lot from watching Logan. And the Jake Paul got your hat incident went viral because Floyd and Floyd's people jumped Jake Paul for snatching a hat. Well, apparently, Clavicular pressed the guy for snatching the hat. Allegedly, I heard Clavicular slap dude. Anyways, they're outside in the parking lot. Maybe it was a dude, maybe it was a different dude trying to press Clavicular now. And one thing leads to another. Now they're fighting. The problem is Clavicular is in 3-inch heels, which he admits to because he's a looks maxer. So he wears 3-inch inserts in his shoes to appear taller in public, which... that's kind of wild. I mean, how the fuck are you going to... That's probably fucking his gait up, which is a whole different subject, but it's also the same subject because gait is part of your posture, and part of your posture is your spine and your head forward, and if your head goes forward, then you got a short neck like that. But if you have good posture, maybe you have a God-given jawline, right? Like, maybe you got God-given posture, and maybe you have a God-given jawline. I'm not saying I know the recipe. I'm just saying, right? So anyway, Clavicular's fucking his gait up with his 3-inch heels. He's out here trying to press dudes and slap people, whatever. He can't fight, can't back it up. Saying fighting's jester, right? All the brand risk guys are all going back and forth. Ray J's got no business fighting. He got lumped up in the head, right? And we're in this bizarre fucking world of like MMA doesn't pay enough. So now MMA fighters are doing fucking stunts like they're in the Jackass movie to fucking come up, right? Do you, honestly, guys, I could be wrong. Do you think Arman Sarukian, Russian fucking badass motherfucker who can really fight, do you think he likes doing fucking TikToks with Nina Drama? Or do you think he's doing what he thinks he needs to do to become a star so that the UFC will promote him? Like, think about that. Instead of fighting, he's doing fucking TikToks with Nina Drama, thinking that's the way to get to the top of the best fighting organization in the world. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how it appears to get ahead. Dana White's on record saying that Nina Drama makes stars. So we've got Nina Drama on one hand, and we've got a guy like Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani calls himself a journalist. He's banned. You get what I'm saying? He's banned, and now Nina is out here with all the fighters. And so instead of getting the critical takes and the pushback of journalism, we're getting, hey, guess which cupcake has the whatever center, or which one has a marshmallow center, and which one, hey, go, we're going to try these cupcakes together. And now we got UFC fighters trying fucking cupcakes and shit, or whatever the fuck they're doing, right? So Clavicular is caught up in all this sauce because he thinks the thing to do is go out and be fucking mog dudes. And frame mogging, right, is a form of like showing physical prowess. Like, I'm bigger than this guy. I'm gonna control the space. Well, in animal behavior, that's a sign of dominance and aggression. So now he's coming in there thinking, because he's got a couple security guards and a camera on him, that he can be the dominant space taker, and everybody's fucking chimpanzee brain, even though I don't think we came from chimps, that's a whole other subject. We can talk about that later. But the amygdala in the brain senses danger. Oh, this guy is and now people are trying to press him because that's the nature of humans, is to, there's the person who's presenting themselves as an alpha amongst the tribe, and the other aspiring alphas are going to press this guy. Sometimes it may be the older alpha, which it looks like it was in this case, where this old dude had the horseshoe haircut. Hey, and I ain't fucking one to talk, you know what I'm saying? But that dude, listen, and he doesn't shave his hair. He keeps it full George Jefferson bowl around the outside, bald on the top, right? He's got a bullet, you know what I mean? That's like a mullet in the back, except he doesn't even have the mullet. He's got the fucking puff around, you know what I'm saying? Slick on the top. And this dude fucking tackles Clavicular, puts him in a headlock, is borderline strangling him. Clavicular's friend, some dude, Draco or something, is like, hey, get the fuck off my friend. And they're fighting like chicks, like trying to pull on each other. Like, you know, when you see those street fights with chicks pulling each other's hair, and it's just girls acting crazy. That's what these dudes are fighting like. They're just literally just tugging on each other. Like, I'm grabbing his shirt, get off my friend. It's so fucking embarrassing. When there's kickboxing gyms, there's judo clubs, there's jiu-jitsu gyms, there's MMA gyms, there's boxing clubs. This could have all been avoided in fucking 2 seconds. If anyone there knew how to fight at all. I'm talking if Clavicular knew how to fight, if Clavicular's friend knew how to fight, if the fucking dude that tackled Clavicular and won the fight actually knew how to fight. If anybody had any fucking self-defense training and knew how to fight, this whole fucking thing would have been over. And so now what we got a bunch of people walking around thinking they're tight because they got a camera on them, pressing each other, which is a form of aggression, not knowing what to do once the person presses back, right? So they're going into this thing with no fucking plan. I'm going to press this dude. Then what? Oh, then I'm going to see red and whoop his ass if he says anything. It's like, dog, that's your plan? That's not a plan, bro. So anyway, I hope Clav starts training. Clav's cooked if he doesn't start training. He absolutely embarrassed himself. That was a bad look. And Clavicular also had a take. He says that he wishes he never said politics was jester. He says he wishes he would have LARPed and pretended to be political to advance his career faster. So whatever his superior had a political take on, Clav was going to just agree to move up the food chain or some shit like that. I'm like, bro, that's a cooked take, right? So anyways, Clav's on one. I hope he gets better. Whatever the fuck is causing him to be out there street fighting and putting bad takes on Twitter, we're hoping Clav comes around. He's one of my favorite guys on the internet right now. He's one of the most entertaining guys out, personally, for me. You know, and another guy, ultra entertaining. I agree with Clav's former statement. Politics is jester. I'm not getting involved, right? Strickland is. So Strickland is repping for those who still want to get involved in politics. Strickland says he regrets voting for Donald Trump. Essentially, Strickland is saying that he feels like everything Trump said, Trump's done the opposite, right? And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because Dana White's best friend is Donald Trump. So Strickland is literally going in on his quote-unquote boss's best friend. And Strickland's career is determined by who these people put in front of him. Now, Strickland may be of the inclination, like, put anybody in front of me, I'm going to beat them all. There's other guys that are more strategic with the fights they pick. Hey, I just got the belt. I want to defend the belt. I want the guy that's the best matchup that I can beat. Most likely, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to keep the belt. The sponsors keep coming in. The big money for being the champion keeps coming in. I'm not sure if Strickland's like that, or if Strickland, I believe, is the other type. From every interaction I've had with Strickland, he's going to fucking scrap. He's going to fucking scrap. Like, dog, he's going to fight anybody on the fucking planet, and he plans to win. So it may not be the best political strategy in terms of getting the matchups, but if you feel you're the best in the fucking world and you can beat anybody on any given day, then who really gives a fuck? So Strickland's talking that shit. He's saying Trump's an embarrassment, essentially. And he's even going in on the UFC on fighter pay. So my question is now this. Does Strickland have a post-UFC plan? Because Strickland has turned himself into a fucking megastar at this point. He's critical of the UFC. He's got a contract which may be expiring soon. Once he's done, is he going to fight his contract out, or is he going to resign? Because if he fights his contract out and he bounces, he might make a fucking $100 million in 2 or 3 fights. Can you imagine the numbers that Sean Strickland leaving the UFC and fighting Jake Paul in fucking boxing or MMA? Can you imagine Strickland wins, bounces with the fucking belt, similar to Francis Ngannou, and goes and fights Jake Paul on Netflix? The former, and he stepped away from the belt, UFC champion, versus the fucking YouTuber Jake Paul in MMA, in Jake Paul's first MMA fight. I'm not saying they could sanction that anywhere. Well, maybe they'll sanction the boxing. That's a $30 million fight, guys. Strickland can make $30 million for that. So at what point does Strickland sit down with his management and go, hey man, we need to see what my market value is outside of the UFC. And while it's dope to be the UFC world champion, and it's an accomplishment so many people would love to have, almost no one's ever going to get there. He's got what everybody wants, but he's already got it. He's got it twice now. He was 2-time UFC champion. Check those boxes off. Maybe it's time to get the bag. So I was talking to a very, 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 very connected person in the know. Extremely well connected, extremely rich, extremely aware of MMA, fight promotion, all that. They estimate Strickland would make $100 million within a couple years if he were to get out of his UFC contract. And they know. I'm not going to say how they know. I'm just going to say that the highest of the high sources in terms of who would know MMA value, in terms of what a fight promoter would pay someone, They're saying Strickland is worth $100 million over a couple fights. So is he gonna stick with the UFC and turn down the opportunity to go get that fucking $100 million? We'll see. We will see. John Dong says it's crazy how insecure people get because of their heights. Dude, yeah, so Clavicular has a lot of takes which are like partially true, but they're in a vacuum. So all things being equal, is someone who's taller usually going to get better results in dating than someone who's not? Like, if you're a dude, right? Like, if there's 10 chicks lined up and you and some dude are here and you guys are twins and you're 4 inches taller than him, you're probably going to have more girls rate you as attractive. But that's in a vacuum, right? Like, and Clavicular's point is like, well, it's also something I can change and still change other things too. So it's not the only thing. But I believe wearing 3-inch fucking heels, you lost the plot, right? You lost the fucking plot. Unless you're absolutely, I don't know, short. But to my understanding, Clavicular's like 6 feet tall, right? And then he's putting in 3-inch heels, so he's like 6'3" or some shit. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. I mean, could you imagine walking around with 3-inch fucking heels on? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's gotta suck. That's gotta suck and be uncomfortable. And I know chicks do it. Clav's not a chick. Clav's not a chick. And so that's my biggest critique of Clav, is that Clav is using his male brain to go, hey, what's important to me is looks. So if a chick got hotter, I would like her more. So that's what's really important, is me getting hotter. And chicks, while that's important, have other criteria that they filter for too. And so as Clav progressed through the fame that he's now got, he realized, hey, like clout maxing, like status maxing, turns out to be more important than looks maxing. But he's painted himself into a corner where he can't really teach people how to status max. He can only teach them how to looks max. So he's doubling down on looks. That's what I believe as an outside observer. Because, dude, I know guys, not tall, not exceptionally good looking, absolutely crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. And that breaks the paradigm, right? That you got to be tall, that jacked, all this shit. I'm talking, yeah, everybody knows somebody that's outside, and you're like, this is an exception to the rule. So then you start to wonder, what's causing this to happen over here? And if you start to look at what causes that positive result over here that goes against the narrative, then those might be actual clues as to what's important. So anyway, John Dong, apparently people pay tens of thousands of dollars to get height increase surgery. Yeah, so I heard there's a surgery where you can get your legs broken, and then they put little spacers in your legs. So like here's your leg bone. They break your leg bone. They put a spacer in, and then this and this grow to fill this space. Boom. And then this space, you're that much taller. And they do it like a couple times in your leg or whatever. So like, let's call this an inch or 3/4 of an inch, right? And then there's one down here and there's one here. And then over the regrowth of the bone coming together and meeting, now instead of being, the bone was like this, it was broken, and now it's this tall, right? So you get that extra space. I heard it's like 80 bands or something like that. And you have to be on like bed rest for months and then on crutches for like a year. And then your body's out of proportion. So some people get arm lengthening as well, in addition to the leg length. So then they get limb lengthening. Right. So, so yeah, I mean, I would genuinely like to talk to someone that's had that done and ask them the before and after, because I know people in my personal life that they get that tattoo on their fucking head that looks like hair, right? I mean, I just shaved my shit. We bringing a fucking ball back, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also blessed with a jawline like this. You know what I mean? And fucking ultra elite, fucking 12 million out of 10 charisma. So whatever. I just walk down the street, and I mean, guys, you could literally go to my Instagram and just see people reacting to me on the street. It's fucking nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. I've never seen it happen to anybody else. Well, let me take that back. I've seen one person have that happen. That's not like, so my uncle was Hulk Hogan. Hulk got swarmed. He couldn't go anywhere. He could just. My brother was Horace Hogan, and when I pulled up on him at a WCW event, he got swarmed. Right. So, but that's like, celebrity shit. Right. I'm talking people running up on you while you are not famous and like swarming you type shit. I've seen it happen to one other person. This was in Thailand. His name's D'Lo. D'Lo and I pro wrestled. D'Lo was listed at 3'2". He's a little person. So I've seen him get swarmed by people, right? And to be fair, he had a big ass camera crew on him with lights. So maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, there's two people I've ever seen it happen to, me and him. So I have a skewed version of reality. My reality's fucking skewed. My girlfriend even talks about it. She's like, dude, everywhere you go, people just fucking talk to you, bro. Like, we went to Trader Joe's last night because we were going to watch Disclosure Day. So we're going to get the snacks. You know what I mean? Sneak the snacks in, watch Disclosure Day. And Trader Joe's has a whole lot of crazy ass fucking snacks if you want to fuck off, right? And so the dude at the is just fucking talking to me while I'm checking it. She's like, men love you. They love you. She's like, it's incredible. I've never seen anyone react that way. And everywhere she and I go, someone's acting. So the point of what I'm saying is I have a fucking skewed version of reality where I'm just walking around, whatever it is about me. I think it's like some gene that me and my Uncle Hulk also had, and that's what made him famous. And whenever I go out, I got like a bizarre, different reality than most people. So anyway, I would absolutely love to talk to someone that got that surgery and ask them their before and after experience. Like, dude, so there's a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And he was a cosmetic surgeon, plastic surgery. And he was operating on people's faces because people wanted to be more attractive. And this is back in like the fucking 50s or some shit when cosmetic surgery was just the new shit, right? And so he could do a good job of cosmetic surgery. And he noticed something. Sometimes when he didn't do as good of a surgery, but the person believed the surgery was good, they would fucking have amazing results. And then he noticed other times he did like a perfect surgery, but the person still had like internal self-talk that was like, I'm ugly, I'm sorry, all that shit, right? And that person would have bad results, even though everybody was like, oh my gosh, what happened? You look amazing. And they'd be like, and so he started looking into subconscious programming. So I'd be curious as to the people who get the height increase surgery, the limb lengthening, if they have an actual different experience being taller. And then I would be curious, which would be very hard to test, how much of that is placebo effect, right? So yeah, that shit fascinates me because I know people that got the little dots on their head, right? And I'm not even saying don't get the dots, right? If you want the dots, get the dots, right? I might pop over to Turkey, get a whole fucking head. Guys, can you imagine I pull up with TikTok hair? Can you imagine I pull up with TikTok hair looking like this? You know what I'm saying? With the TikTok hair, they ain't ready for that. Maybe get a fucking bald fade going right here. You know what I'm saying? Bring a faux hawk back. No telling what I might do. No, so I might go full Fabio. You know what I'm saying? Look like I'm on the cover of a romance novel out here. And every time I live stream, I might have a fan off to the side and it's just blowing in the wind. You know what I'm saying? No, I might do anything. Okay? So I would genuinely, because I know people that got the dots on their hair, on their head, where I'm walking around bald as fuck and like, everything's going great for me. Things are working out. Everybody loves me. You guys, if you heard how I talk to myself in my head, and it's not like I'm trying to gas myself up. I'm just like, I got really positive self-talk. I have really positive self-talk. And maybe that's why when somebody subscribes and it goes from like 650 subscribers to 651, I'm like, I got another subscriber. This shit's working. Oh, fuck. Dude, we're building an army. We're taking over the fuck. You know, like I'm so hyped up because of the positive self-talk. And so I never really had an issue with being a bald dude like that. You know what I mean? So now I know people that were bald, but they didn't like it. So they got the dots and now they feel better. And I'm wondering if the fucking limb lengthening helps people, and does it actually help them in life, or does it make them feel better? And then what is the definition of help? Because if it makes them feel better and them feeling better helps them, then it kind of helped them, right? So what's a placebo? You know what I mean? What's a placebo? That's the question. We got HHH Custom Knives in the building, guys. Holler at my guy about some knives. You know what I mean? Late to the party, but always good to be here. Real one. Real ones recognize real ones. Let's freaking go, my guy. How's it going, chap? Hope you're having a good weekend. Man, that's called good vibes. That's called good vibes. That's the kind of community we're fostering here. Okay? We got the Irish Assassin MMA. Yo, what's good, coach? Hey, man. Hey, my guy, Donovan. Big day for Donovan, man. He had a scrap. They put him in the center and they made motherfuckers scrap. Shit, shout out to Donovan, man. And yo, man, way to fucking put yourself out there. Because a lot of people don't put them fucking selves out there, dog. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. No matter what happens, win, lose, draw, you win, you got feedback. A lot of people go and look at the win and they go, oh, shit's working. But dude, there were situations inside the win that they can learn from. And anytime anybody ever loses any type of situation, sparring, fighting, whatever, right? That's an opportunity to improve as well, right? So no matter what, we're learning. And the important thing is getting reps of pressure situations. Because when they lock the cage door and everybody's eyes on you, the more pressure situations we can get inside the fucking gym, the better, man. So shout out to you, bro. I'm proud of you. John Dong in the building. I'd be curious on that too, because I've heard that height increases surgeries has a lot of bad consequences. Like even after recovery, patients still feel pain while they're walking. Dude, I couldn't, like, there's got to be some people that have not the best reaction to that, right? Like, let's take Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor broke his leg. And now he tore his other knee on the opposite side. A lot of people would speculate part of that is caused by his imbalances that came from favoring one leg and overstressing the other leg. Other people would say it's because he got a lot of muscles from the post-surgery steroids that he took to help his healing go faster, which I'm sure they're prescribing to people that are paying $80,000 for limb lengthening surgery. They're probably on some shit. Now, are their muscles going to grow faster than their tendons? And is the gait that is now fucked up because they're 3 inches taller than they were? Fucking with their posture. They were in bed for a year. They got muscular atrophy, right? But they're on steroids to try and keep their muscles from not atrophying. Like there's so many complications. Honestly, dude, if my brother at his peak height before any surgeries or anything was like 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", 6'7", you know what I'm saying? My uncle, the Hulkster brother, was legit like 6'8". I'm talking giant motherfucker. Before he passed, he was like 6'4.5", but he had like spinal fusion like 4 times, and he had knee surgery and hips, and he couldn't stand up straight. It was like a whole thing, right? So he had lost several inches in height. But having been around them, I would absolutely genuinely be curious to be like 6'4". You know what I mean? Just to see what the landscape looks like. Just walking around, how people react to you. The one thing I did notice is that, like, a lot of times when I'd be out with, like, let's say my brother, he gets, hey, bro, how tall are you? Dude, you're tall. How tall are you? Constantly. People asking about his height. It's interesting. So I would imagine that, like, not that that's a bad thing, you know, but it's just a thing that most people don't think about. Like, everywhere you go, someone's going to ask you, how tall are you? Or they're going to ask you if you play basketball. Oh, dude, you should play basketball. And you're like, oh, hot take, bro. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like, and so also, my brother has trouble fitting into some cars. He's fucking huge, man. He's a fucking huge guy. Also, doorways can be challenging. You know, like shit that we don't even think about, right? So yeah, I'd be curious to see what that's like. Now, a surgery, that's cooked, but you know what I'm saying. And so okay, what's the correct height? Like, if you were 5'5", you don't get the surgery, right? Because then that's going to make you 5'8". And is there a big difference? Maybe there's a difference. I don't know. But if you're, let's say, 5 foot and you can get to 5'3", would you do the surgery? Like, I don't know. Because you're still not the tallest dude. But if you're, so then the question is, if you're like maybe Clavicular, who's 5'11", 6 foot, and he can get to 6'2", 6'3", is that the correct height to limb lengthen at? Because you're already like near the top of getting called like tall all the time. And if you could just push a little further, now you're a tall guy. You get what I'm saying? And if that's the effect he's looking for, listen, maybe Clav's going to go get limb lengthening. Maybe that's what he's going to do next. Dude, he should do that. Because he's all in on this fucking dick smashing, whatever the fuck, hitting himself with a hammer and fucking injecting shit into his dick and doing whatever the fuck he's doing. Shit, maybe the next play is limb lengthening surgery, and he can report back to us. He could be our test dummy. Of the infections never returned their athletic state from before the surgery. That's a good point. Never thought of that. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I'm curious about all that shit, right? So I train at Extreme Couture. A lot of the dudes on the team, it's documented. I'm not putting anybody on blast, but like, let's say Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou went to Turkey. He got hair done. New hairline. Coach Eric Nixick, documented, went to Turkey, got his hair done, new hairline. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at what point is it just the right place? So I think it's different to get your hair done than to get limb lengthening, because there's more risk with the limb lengthening, right? But is there also more benefit? I don't know. At what height is it the actual benefit? So, dude, I could fucking talk about bullshit. Like, because I start going off on tangents in my head. Like, what is the actual reward of it? And then how much bullshit are you willing to put up with to get the reward? Right? So I think about this concept all the time. I see people at the gym. And in this example, I'm going to say women, but dudes do it too. I'm guilty of it. But to make the example illustrative for you, if you ever go to a gym and you see, two tortas, walking on a treadmill next to each other, drinking a fucking 2,000 calorie Starbucks milkshake smoothie thing next to each other. You're already at the gym. They're eating diet food. They're doing what, you know what I'm saying? They're getting the diet, and then they're drinking their calories. And they're on the treadmill. And it's not on a super incline, and they're not, like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, you're already doing the thing. You're already going to the gym. If you just put the fucking Starbucks 2,000 calorie milkshake down every day, you would lose weight much more quickly. So I think about this concept of, like, if you're already doing 85, 95% of the work, why not just fucking lock the fuck in, right? So right now, I'm like at, I don't know. What was the last thing I checked? The last time I checked, I was like at 10% body fat. Why? I also told you guys I'm guilty of it. I'm going to Trader Joe's and I'm eating fucking snacks. Why can't I just get some fucking watermelon or some strawberries and eat those while I watch this fucking movie? I'm already doing 90% of the shit. I'm training multiple times a day. I'm at the gym. Most of everything I eat is clean. And then this last little fucking 6 and 7%, I'm not locking in, right? Lock the fuck in. Okay, so I'm fascinated by this amount of work does nearly nothing. And then this little bit more work, you turn into a fucking superhero, right? Like, I've had abs with veins coming from my lower abs. I was so lean. I've been very ripped. I'm fairly in decent shape right now. Most people would say I'm fit. The little bit difference between this me and shredded me isn't a ton of fucking work. Does it suck some days because you're hungry or what? Yeah, whatever, right? But like, I'm already doing all the hard shit. I'm going to 2 practices, I'm lifting, I'm doing all this bullshit, right? Which isn't, and let me not call it bullshit, but you get what I'm saying. I'm doing all the shit that they tell you to do anyway. I'm doing it for martial arts. I'm so close to being fucking shredded, looking like I'm stepping out of a fucking marble statue fucking museum. Why don't I just like the fucking, I'm gonna get some, see guys, that's why I like fucking with you guys, man, because I'm on the chat, and you guys are bringing up shit, and then I start brainstorming, and now I'm motivated to go eat strawberries and watch a fucking UFO documentary, and just sit there and feel the fat melting off my body. Whenever I'm fucking hungry, I'm just like, this is fat melting. This is what fat melting feels like. So anyways, I don't know, and I'll tell you what I got at Trader Joe's, guys, so you guys can fucking laugh at me. It was some form of like, biscotti or some shit. It was like, if you've ever seen Pocky in like the Asian chocolate dipped bread stick, it's like a tiny thin bread stick, and it's got like a chocolate dip. We got those. Delicious. They were Belgium dark chocolate fucking Pockies, but they were Trader Joe's brand. And then we also got these fucking milk chocolate clusters where they had like a combination of potato chip, tortilla chip, and they had like pretzel in them, and then this cluster is dipped in milk chocolate, so you're getting all kinds in just one bite. Now maybe I ate the whole bag and all the fucking chocolate breadsticks. Maybe I did that. Okay, couldn't I have just had some fucking strawberries? And if I really needed something crazy, I could have dipped those strawberries in like organic fat-free chocolate. And for way less calories, I could have enjoyed the fucking movie and had a little snack like a child and felt good. You know, oh, I feel good now. You know what I'm saying? I could have still done that. Why didn't I do that? Because I'm fucking cooked, guys. And I'm uncooking right now. So this is what I'm doing. You guys have inspired me to go hard tonight. So shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Make sure you got notifications on because I go live at random ass times. Bang the bell. Set it to all notifications. That way you can hop on the chat because it's so much more fun when you guys are here with me. I'm looking to connect. And if you're watching this in the future, drop a like, drop a comment because I respond to all comments. Let's freaking go, guys.